Another week in crypto, another bunch of manipulated moves. But honestly, over the past couple of days, even though we've seen a lot of really crazy wicks, with Bitcoin going up a good bunch, Bitcoin going down a good bunch, a lot of panic left, a lot of optimism on the right, it's still quite unclear whether or not we're in a bull market, or whether or not the altcoin season is still yet to come, or if we're basically on the way back down. But that's the opinion of a lot of people that I'm going to say have either not witnessed the previous cycles or who just can't stand the wait. I've said it before many a times. The best part of the season is usually very short-lived. And if we all knew for sure it was going to happen, we'd all be billionaires pretty quickly. The thing is, you're never 100% sure, and nobody said it would be an easy road to that level. I mean, if we're taking a look at crypto prices right now, Bitcoin back below 110, but I think it went to below 107 even earlier today, right? Just before that, though, we were already at 114. It's been crazy volatile over the past couple of days / weeks, and the thing is, I actually like it. Now, partially, of course, because I've got my bots running that automatically buy and sell BTC, XRP, whatever the markets move up and down. So that's also partially why I like it. It's the first link down below. But mostly, actually, because it brings some liveliness back into the markets. Recently, things have been so, funnily enough, boring, right? And even though this is not the area where we make most of the money, at least every day I'm again glued to my freaking screen just because I'm afraid of yet another mass liquidation event like we saw a few weeks ago. Is that good? Is that just trauma that I refuse to get over? I don't know. But I guess it's got me glued to my freaking seat. And if you're wondering, Dusty, why have there not been as many updates over the past week? Well, first of all, like I told you guys, I lost significant amounts of money just a few weeks ago. And well, everybody has their own way of dealing with it, and the way I deal with it is realizing what exactly I want in life, how I'm going to get there, what I'm going to do, and just chill out sometimes and, properly think things through. And my most obvious conclusion, as you guys can probably tell from this video, is I'm still freaking bullish, I'm still buying more, and those who don't dare to take any risks also will never see the reward. And essentially, what I took is a bit too much risk, but, well, we lose once. And next time we went freaking big. That's kind of the way I see it. These are still very much calculated moves. It's not like we're doing something extremely stupid. And with a flash crash, the one of which we seen a few weeks ago, well, a lot of people lost everything. Luckily, I didn't. I've still got a significant sum. But essentially, these past couple of weeks here, there have not been as many opportunities as the weeks before. Like, whenever you're in a market that's not mostly pumping, like right now, for example, not that many coins are making new highs except for 𝗕𝗓 here. For the most part, no coins are really doing anything too crazy. That's not the area where you're going to find the majority of your opportunities. There's not the time where you got to be glued just because of the next launch. Sure, there have been a few. For example, a lot of people have been excited of Monad. A lot of people were very excited about Mega ETH. But when I look at the top right now, there's no double-digit gainer. There may be a double-digit loser. No, there isn't even. And actually, from when I last checked this a few days ago, most of these coin prices are still essentially quite the same. And all I'm doing, like always, like I tell you 1,000 times a freaking week, is just get myself bigger positions for the time that it really does finally pop off. And my favorite coins still are the top of the top coins. You see? Right, we had a little pump season. BNB and Solana took over, right? No, right back to the usual order. Bitcoin first, ETH second, XRP third, right back to how it's been for a very long time. And here's the funny thing. Over the short term, some coins that you really have no idea of what they are will win. But over the longer term, I still stick with my gut of sticking to top tier coins because they have the highest likelihood of just continuing to work out. And those are the primary things I'm buying in this market. Things can switch around pretty quickly though, but at that point, of course, I'll be making more updates and more specific updates for which coins. Here's one crucial thing to remember though. When you start breaking down these cryptocurrency prices over multiple years, you look from 2010, Bitcoin at 20 cents, 2011, $3, 2012, $10, 2013, $200, then 300, 300, 600, 6,000, 6,000, 9,000, 13,000, 61,000, 20,000, 34,000, 72, and now 110,000. It does make you think, right? If we look at this 5 years into the future, do you think that this will have been the highest that we would have ever gotten and we're just going down from here? I still keep thinking, even though there will be many dips along the way, it will not be an easy freaking road. Do we necessarily need it to be? I don't think we do. Now, there have been two things actually that we were watching over the past couple of days, which was the whole Trump-Xi situation and, everything interest rate related. But honestly, it's just a little bit more volatility. I didn't really want to bother with it too much, but from right now on, we're back, baby, okay? With all the most important dates, I guess, just having happened 1 week ago and just yesterday, I'd say the most interesting things to watch out for is about 1 week from now with the non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate over in the US coming out. And still, as always, it's to a certain extent kind of arbitrary. I mean, the last time that some news of the tariffs came out, the crypto market had the worst correction ever. Right now, with regards to these tariffs and new news, the market really didn't react at all. You could argue that overnight we lost a little bit, but I still would argue that's kind of not even true. Like, the reaction that we saw just now is basically nothing, because over the past 24 hours, we're back to plus 1% for BTC, right? So essentially, we did nothing overnight, which makes you question, which part of this is real retail crypto investors panicking and selling off and saying, you know what, we're done with it because Trump installed tariffs on China, so I gotta sell all my cryptocurrencies? Why exactly does that make sense? Like, why exactly is that the first thing that comes to somebody's mind? Because essentially, a lot of these coins you're buying against the traditional system and perhaps even to circumvent those tariffs in concept. Why would then tariffs be bad? Essentially, why would they crash the entire market so much? The more I keep thinking about that day, the more I realize some of that stuff really didn't make so much sense. And it really just makes me more and more believe that we're about to witness something so spectacular, but they're keeping it low. And especially when I start thinking about how much the Trump family invested, I don't think they're going to let this one go to zero. It's too much of a shame, and it's too much of a money-making opportunity. But anyway, just wanted to say the past couple of days I've been taking a chill pill, mostly thinking about, hey, what exactly is my new strategy going to be? What exactly is the plan going forward? And I realized, like I told you all a little bit earlier, most important for me is never give up from these coins. It's probably the most unique generational wealth opportunity we've been given. And even though we're not essentially necessarily early today, because it's everywhere right now, right? Even in politics, and the freaking president is supporting it live now. I think still in the grand scheme of things, it's going to, I think, surprise a lot of people how rich some of the top crypto people will become. And what I mean with that is, often people like to make a counter argument to saying Bitcoin can't hit $10 million because some whales would have, let's say $4 trillion, and it's not possible. And then I kind of revert that by saying, or counter that by saying, well, NVIDIA just hit $5 trillion as a company. Elon Musk hit what, like $500 billion of personal net worth. These are numbers that could not have been fathomed 20 years ago. And I think that this whole game of leveling up those numbers is going to just move so wild over the next couple of years. And I think the first trillionaire, theoretically speaking, could be seen within 5 years from now, maybe even 2 years from now. Things can really go that fast. If the S&P makes a massive correction, from one angle, we should also see a massive crash of cryptos. On the other, maybe it's going to be the final flow where we see an inverse correlation from then on forward. I don't know. I feel as if I should just not think about all that. Just keep on buying, shutting it up, realizing there's going to be a lot of dips along the way, a lot of manipulation waves, a lot of these massive companies making some profit on behalf of us, weak hands selling. But as long as I do not give up, this is probably, out of all things out there investment-wise, the best ROI, the best risk-reward thing that I could find. And so I just have realized it for myself again, and I'm picking it right back up where we left off.